Django Fett on the job.
Hey guys, I'm Django Fett, hunting down games, comics, TV shows, movies, and more. Here to start my special Mandalorian game review series on my channel, and my very first game review, and that is Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires on the PC. And I'll mostly be reviewing PC games generally. Now, I'm a big time Dynasty Warriors fan, and played most of the games from 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, including the Empires games for every single one, except 4 and 7. 7 was exclusively for PS3, which pissed me off. I have an Xbox and Xbox 360, so I didn't get a chance to play it, but now it's on the PC and Xbox One and PS3, PS4. It's on pretty much every system, which is pretty damn awesome. So I got a chance to play it on the PC, and this is the first time an Empires game has ever been on the PC, which is freaking amazing. That's awesome. So if you're not familiar with the Dynasty Warrior series, it is an action hack and slash game set in the most famous era in Chinese history, the Three Kingdoms era, aka the events of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms book. I've played through all of these games, and 8 by far is the best, which is the latest installment. I know there was XL Legends, but if you play 8, you're set. But if you've never played 8 before, play XL Legends for the PC. It adds another campaign. But if you already have 8, you don't really need to get XL Legends because it just adds one more campaign with Lubu campaign. But it doesn't really add too much to it. It's just pretty much the same game as 8. So the Empires games are far more different than your prototypical Dynasty Warriors game and are spin-offs of the series. In these games, you use strategy as well as action hack and slash elements. Now, when I say strategy, I don't mean on the level of the Total War series, which is very intense and a lot of strategy used and gets very complicated over time. I don't mean it like that. The Empire series is a much more simpler approach to that. At the start of the game, you start off in a strategy phase where you can choose from a bunch of different options, whether you can interact with other followers and officers, increase your influence with them, or you can donate towards the people, or even levy towards them and make them unhappy but gain more resources for yourself, which will help out in your campaign. You can construct new facilities, purchase new weapons and stratagems, conscript new soldiers after you go through the strategy phase, and when you invade a territory or defend, you go right into the battle and control your character. And there's also the option where you can actually control other officers and not just yours, which can get boring after some time. Now, I've spent 12 hours into this game and beat one scenario so far, and I was working on another scenario and playing other modes, and I have to say, this is by far the best Dynasty Warriors Empires game I have played. The amount of customization and options is just unreal. And I've not seen that in a Dynasty Warriors game before. And like I said before, I never got the opportunity to play the Dynasty Warriors 7 Empires games because it was only PS3 exclusive. So this is a completely new experience to me. So let me mention the great new changes into this game and what I really loved about this new Empires game. First off, you can customize and create your own warrior. And my god, there are dozens of armor sets and just hundreds of customization options you can equip your character with. And trust me, you don't need to spend on extra DLC down the road. You don't. There are just a ton of options out there for you to choose from. I don't know how you'll get bored of it. You don't need to get any DLC. Plus, you can create your own horse mount as well as create your own soldier, and I didn't even realize how to activate them in the campaign until the end, which is a shame, but oh well. Also, you can create your own scenario and upload that scenario for everyone to see, as well as your own officer. Next, the scenarios are there again. The scenarios are from the Yellow Turban Rebellion, Alliance against Dongzhuo, Battle of Guandu, Battle of Chirbi, or Red Cliff, one of my favorite movies of all time, Coup d'etat, which is with the Jin Dynasty, as well as new scenarios like a Gathering of Heroes, as well as custom scenarios and DLC scenarios in the future, but I'm sure there'll be mods for additional awesome scenarios in the future that you can just download for free. And you can now choose to be ruler, which is pretty straightforward and not too hard, but you have to make a lot of important decisions. And there's also the ability to start off as a freelance mercenary and choose any kingdom, then rise up as an officer and then the prefect, which is right underneath the ruler, and then own your own land. And at some point you can rebel against your own ruler and create your own kingdom and become your own ruler, which is the craziest thing to me. To me, that's a really cool option. And as you grow and interact with different officers, you can bond with them. They can give you free items and stratagems, and you can form a sworn sibling bond, much like Liu Bei, Zhang Fei, and Guan Yu, and you will never lose that affection with them. You will not have to worry about interacting with them constantly. And if you interact with the opposite sex enough, at some point you can get married with that character and have children. And that child can grow up in like a year or two, which is insane, and be completely grown up and looking like you, but mine sort of didn't. I mean, he had the same armor and everything, but he looked kind of weird and didn't. Yeah, I don't know. It's like the funniest thing to me that after a year or two that he grows up to be like a grown-ass adult and looks nothing like you. And they could become your heir at some point in the game. And if you're new to the series, there are a ton of characters to choose from and like, with their different fighting styles and what they say, and you don't have to like everyone, but there are just a ton of characters to choose from and like. And I just recommend you play 8 as well, and you can bond with these characters even more. You can discover their stories, which is really, really cool. Definitely get into 8 if you haven't already. Play 8 or 8XL Legends. And there's a new included, Jun Yu. I apologize if I'm butchering the name, but he is an awesome new character into the game. Like, his weapon and his fighting style is really cool. I love that. The formation rod that he uses, super cool fighter. He's becoming one of my favorite fighters in this game, definitely. He's like the trademark guy for this series. I really like this guy. I like this guy a lot, and I hope in Dynasty Warriors 9 we can explore his story more, because I don't really know too much about him. Next is stratagems. But stratagems are effects that can be used during the battle, like attack and defense increases, or buffs, or installing turrets at set spots, or even raining arrows upon your enemies. Tons of different stratagems that have meaning on the battlefield every now and then, not all the time. Also, there is the gallery and encyclopedia options as well, and I'm pretty sure they were included in the original 8 game. But gallery, you can view the characters and movesets, view new wallpapers and include those in the game, look at new weapons, see your own timeline as you finish the game. Encyclopedia, view the entire history of the Three Kingdoms series, which is freaking awesome. If you want to learn some awesome Chinese history, read into that and learn about all the different individual officers. And it's not just fighting. You can read history, view some wallpapers. There's just a ton of extras into this game. So after saying all these great things about this game, let's talk about the negatives. For people out there, Dynasty Warriors is considered repetitive and just mundane and the same thing over and over again. I won't disagree with that, but it can be repetitive and mundane at points after you like just trudge through enemies and just battle waves and waves of thousands of enemies. Yeah, it can get repetitive and boring at times, but the overall game I still enjoy nonetheless. AI, pretty dumb, but they get smarter in the harder difficulties, but they're still pretty dumb. This is also another trend in the Dynasty Warriors series, and in harder difficulties the AI can kill you in 3 to 4 hits and you're dead. And yeah, it sucks, but the good thing is once you die you can actually start back from your main base and just go back and have at them again. And the biggest negative for the PC version in particular, this is the one I'm talking about, is there's no multiplayer. None. No online multiplayer. If you want to face off against other people in Empires mode, forget about it. It's not going to happen on the PC version. I think you can do it on the PS4 and PS3 versions, but you can't do it on the PC version. You can forget about it, which is really weird. They should have included multiplayer. The biggest turnoff you might have for the PC version is the keyboard controls. You may want to do like I do and stick with the controller, because keyboard, the controls are bad. Even with keyboard mapping, it's not good. Not good at all. It is very weird, very awkward. Just stick with the controller, like an Xbox 360 controller or a gamepad controller, something like that. Stick with the controller. Don't even bother with keyboard and mouse. You gotta have a controller to play the Dynasty Warriors games. Also, it is not done in English dub, which most of the Dynasty Warriors games have done. But this one hasn't, and it's in English subtitles and it's in Japanese. It doesn't ruin the experience. It adds a little bit more flavor to the game, because I love hearing that, you know, that cheesy English dub. And just hearing all the different characters, all the unique voice actors for each of the characters is pretty awesome. I always love hearing it in English, just in my opinion. It could be DLC in the future, but I highly doubt it. So those are all the negatives I can think of. Now I have to give it a rating out of 5. My rating system is a very unique Mandalorian themed rating system because I am a Mandalorian. I am a Fett. So I'm gonna give Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires a As of right now, it's priced at $50 on Steam, which sounds like a lot, but if you're a Dynasty Warriors fan, then buy this game. You're gonna have a hell of a time with this game. You're gonna find a ton of content within this game, with all the different scenarios, choosing whatever ruler within each the different factions, and creating your own factions in the way, choosing your own characters, creating your own custom characters. There is a lot to do in this game, a ton to do. You'll never get bored. But if you're not a big Dynasty Warriors fan, I don't recommend this game right now. Now, I don't mean you should stay away from it completely, but I'd recommend waiting for at least a 10 to 20% discount, or even wait till summer and get it at a bargain in the Steam summer sale, which I'm sure will be on sale for a really great discount, and it'll be a great bargain to buy that game if you're new to Dynasty Warriors and want to get into it. So this is my very first review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is really interesting. It takes a lot of time to do these types of reviews, but I really enjoyed it. I really do, putting all the time into these reviews. So please like and comment down below what you think of this game, what you think of my review, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Django Fett. And the next game review I will be doing is Fist of Awesome. Yes, you heard me correctly. Fist of Awesome. So, I'll see you guys on the next game review. Peace.